Hello everyone, Hector Mendoza here. In this video, I'm going to show you the workspace in this Microsoft utility. It's the PowerToys. Okay, so if you don't have it installed in your computer, first of all, you have to have System 10 or System 11 to operate this. And there's a lot of modules that you can use. Okay, so if you go to Microsoft.com and then you just all you do is just type Microsoft.com and it'll take you to this page, and then you'll see a search engine here. If you just click there and just type PowerToys and then hit enter, then it's gonna take you here. Just click on this thing that says download and install PowerToys, right? And pick English or whatever language you want. You can select the language there. So you hit go to English, and all you do is download. Then down here, right in here, you'll see it download. Okay, so right in this area, you'll see the download, and just open up that folder and install it. I can't do that because it's already installed in my system. Okay, so now right now you're seeing three monitors. So for this demonstration, for this workspace, it works it's better to show you with three monitors. That way you can see the full effects of it. So if you notice down here, this is a 27-inch monitor. Okay, this one here this one here is a 15-inch laptop. That's the center one. And then down here on the left is another 27-inch monitor. So what you're looking at is probably going to look a little small, but of course, I got this big old monitor here. I got this big old, well, it's a 15-inch screen, but down here I got another 27-inch monitor. So what I'm looking at is real big. So once you install this software, it's like 1.2 gigabytes. Then you're going to have all different kinds of modules or utilities, right? So if you click here, it's going to give you a list of them. So let's click on the first one, and yours might be turned off. So when you look at it, if it looks like this, you have to turn it on. And by the way, to get to this, I went to my home page. Okay, so I went to the home page, and then you get to see this. Then I'm explaining every one of these utilities. I'm creating one video for each one. So the one we're talking about is going to be called Workspace. And make sure you have it turned on. And you might have to memorize, or in my case, like for instance, if you look on the left hand side, I created a Word document and put myself some notes and explain everything so I can do a search. So if I hit Ctrl F, I can put work and then S for workspace, and it'll go to it. Or you can launch this. So once this is installed, if you go to your start and just type WORK PowerToys, POWERTOY. You see this icon. What you want to do is right click and then pin it to your start. Okay, so I'm going to pin it here. Oh, excuse me, I want to pin it to my toolbar, but it's already there. So start bar. So look, I'm going to unpin it from my test bar. I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to pin it to my test bar. I don't know why I can't get that word out of me. And then you'll see it in your test bar. I just use so many applications, so it's kind of hard to see it because it's way on the right hand side. Now, so let me show you how this works. So remember the control was Windows Control and apostrophe colon, right? So this dialog box will show up, and in a minute I'll show you how to create these different workspaces. So I'm an adjuster, and the first thing, I have to go in and look at the weather because I live off of the weather. If there's hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, that's what my job is. I'm a first responder. I work for insurance companies. So if I launch this, I created a workspace that would help me. So when I wake up in the morning or the day before, I'm looking to see what the weather is. Where am I going to work? Am I working in New York, California? Where's the weather is happening? So if you notice right in here, it's launching different websites. So now, once you see that thing disappear, you can close out of there. Now, if you notice, it launched a bunch of websites because those are all of them have to do something with the weather, right? So if I hold my shift key, I got my computer programmed to do certain things, and I have you see, all I do is just left click. Well, I'm holding my shift key, and then I didn't catch it. First, you have to hit your left shift, and then it'll put it where you want. And then this is one of my favorite guys that I use to listen to. So I'm gonna stick him right here. So if I hit my shift key and just release it there. So I'm gonna hold my shift key, click on this, and put him right there. Same thing. This one here, I'm just gonna. So I created those workspaces. Now, if this wasn't all web Chrome stuff, it would put it in the order that I wanted. But Chrome will only open a new tab within a tab. To open up a new window, you have to hit Ctrl N. So you see, if I click plus, it creates a tab in there, and that's what it did earlier. That's what Chrome does. But if you hit Ctrl N, that creates a new window. Unfortunately, Chrome doesn't do that. But you're gonna see if I use Edge, Chrome, and Word, Excel, it's gonna open it up in the areas that I want. For instance, so let's start closing. I'm just using my commands to close everything there, right? Now, so let's go back to the workspace. These are my selected workspaces that I like. Okay, so one thing is I will go in and let's open up Chrome, Edge, Word, Excel, and Extractor. So as an adjuster, this is what you would use in your computer when you're in the field. So we're going to launch that, and because it's not all Chrome, it's going to put it in the designated areas of the workspace that I create, and I'm going to show you how to create those workspaces. So I already see one thing that it did wrong, but it's no big deal. The important thing is that it launches the software. Okay, so this is Extractor. Okay, now Word, I really wanted it right here. Okay, oops, right here. So all I got to do is just drag it there, and it puts it in the right position. So I have this is Xactimate. This is Exactware, which is exact analysis. I open up my email. In addition to open up Chrome, I told it to open up my email. Okay, then down here I got Microsoft Word. Okay, here I got Excel. So you know, when it opened up Microsoft Word, it really opened it like this. So you know, let's say that all I have to do is click here. Oh, actually, that one I don't have that drive open. So let's hit Control O, and then so this is something I have on my hard drive. Here, let's say I was gonna. This is my schedule for my work. I don't want to show that too much because those have some personal names in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that. Unless, yeah, let me close out of that. Normally I have a file that I make for y'all. So now I'm going to show you how to create your own spaces. Here, let me show you some other ones. So let's go ahead, Alt F4, and that. Now it won't let me close this one without actually doing it because it was asking for something. So let's go back to the workspace. What is the command? It's Windows Control apostrophe. Okay, Windows Control one of my commands is not working. Windows Control. Yeah, Windows Control. Okay, so if it doesn't launch, you can always go, you know, you have your software here. And so under Windows, we have Workspace. Normally, this is the first time the command didn't work. So it's kind of weird that it did that to me. So I can open up my workspace, and remember the command really was Windows Control apostrophe. Okay, but for some reason it's not working, but I'm not going to stop this video just for that. Okay, so now if you have nothing but Chrome, remember I explained earlier. Oh, I think I've already shown y'all that. So, you know, it was all the weather related stuff. Now let me show you how this thing works. So, let's close out of here. You'll open up this, and I just showed you how to open it. Let me do it again, just to make sure that you know you're going to go on to the PowerToys. You're going to go to Windows, you're going to go to Workspace, and then right here, you're going to launch that. When you use these commands, it'll automatically launch it. Right now it's not doing it, but we're going to click here, and these are all my workspaces. So we're going to create a new one so you can see how this works. So if there's a workspace you don't like, you can go ahead and, like for instance, here, this one here, Word, Excel, I like them all, so I use them. So let's just create a new one. The way you create a new one is, let's say I open up Chrome. I'm going to hold my shift key, and you see I have a number 1 and a number 2, so I can stick that in number 1, and I have a video to show you how to do what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to open up Edge. That way we're going to instruct Edge to open up in this area. Okay, even though they both say Google, one of them is Edge and one of them is Edge, and then you'll be able to see what's what in a minute. So I don't need that right there. So let's say that in the center of my 15-inch monitor I wanted Word. Okay, so I'll click Word, and then I'm going to move that. So I'm going to hold my shift key and just put it right there, because I've told the machine whatever I put in here, I want it in a full page. Okay, so let's open up Excel. I want Excel, so I'm going to move it around. I'm going to hold my shift key. I want Excel to open up in number 1. Okay, and then we'll do one more program. Let's say I want my notepad when I open up, when I'm working this particular event or whatever this is going to be. I'll hold my shift key, click it, and then I'll put a number 2 and it fills in. So this is the workspace I want to open up. So let's go in and save this workspace. So if we go back to that thing here, let's bring this to the front, because when I launch this, I want I really want that to launch in the front, but for right now let's do it like this. So we're going to create a new workspace, and then so it tells you create it, which we already have. Remember, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this. So I am going to tell it to capture. Now here are the captures. There's a utility here that I don't want it to launch when this starts. So you see this, I'm going to remove that. And then, because all I want is Google, Edge, Word, Excel, and Notepad. So now we are going to call this. I'm going to call it delete, because I'm going to delete it, you know, the E-L-E-T-E workspace. That way I know it's not one of my workspaces. So I'm going to hit save. Okay, so I'll close out of here, and let's start closing all this other software. All I do is hit Alt F4. Let me see if my command came back. No, it's still not working. Okay, so and I'll show you how to fix that real quick. So let's go in here and let's go to my workspace, right? Okay, so we're going to go to Windows, we're going to go to Workspace. Now, this command is not working for some reason, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click here. I'm going to create my own workspace, but I'm just going to use this one's here, but it's going to reactivate it or restart a new shortcut. So I'm going to click on Window, Control, and that after. So I'm going to hit save. Now I bet it'll work now. Boom. You see? So when you have that problem, you can do that. So let's say you have a bunch of this workspaces. If you go right here, you can type DEL. Boom. There it is. That's the one you want. So you just hit launch. And now it should open up everything in the order that we want it. There you go. That's exactly what we had. you can specify, for instance, let's say that I wanted my email to open up here, and then here I wanted YouTube to open up. Let's modify this workspace so that it will launch like that. Let's go to that command. There it is. That's what I like. Now let's go to the delete. There it is right here. So we're gonna click here and we're gonna modify this. Okay, first of all, you see this software, that's my recording software. I don't want to launch it when I don't want it part of my workspace, so I'm going to remove it. It's not going to close it, it's just going to remove it here. So look at this. You see this right here is this one right here. This one right here is this one here. This one is the center one. This one is my Excel. This is my note. Now, so I'm going to go to my Google. I'm going to go to email. Now, I'm going to hit copy there, right? I'm going to copy that. So I want that Google, this one right here. When it opens this one here, I want it to go to that site. Here, I want this to open up YouTube. And I could tell it what YouTube I want. So here, I got a bunch of people I subscribe to. And let me see one of them. I'm just going to pick anybody. So this guy here. When it launches this, I want it to launch right here. So to fair and balance it. So I'm going to hit Ctrl C. Remember, it's Edge that I'm looking for. Here's Edge. I'm going to go to the CLI arrangement and I'm going to hit Ctrl V. All I have to do is hit this workspace because we modified it. I'm going to close out of here and just close everything. Oh, don't close that. Okay. Now, let's go back to the workspace. This time, when we launch this, it should launch my email right in here and YouTube right here. Let's see if it works. Survey says. There it is. There's my email. There's YouTube. Fair and balance. I got Excel on the right. So I would go to my favorites. And let's say I wanted to use this is something I use all the time. And notepads. I have an address there that I would use. Alright guys. I know I talk fast. But the biggest complaints I have that my videos are too long, so I try to make it as fast as I can for y'all. All you got to do is just rewind and you'll be able to grasp everything that I talk about. Thank you very, very much for watching my video. If you like my videos, I know I got over 450 of them. I teach Word, Excel, Extractor, drone operations, a bunch of stuff. But subscribe to me if you're not a subscriber. I do teach a lot of different things. Again, I want to thank you for watching my video, and I will see you on the next video.